Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So for today's video we are reading yellow books for a week. Now I've picked up 3. I've struggled to find yellow books on my shelving. I know I've got one here, but it's for a different video, so it doesn't count, I'm afraid. But otherwise I'm really struggling to find yellow books. Like, they may just be like yellow on the spine or just like really small yellow elements to them, and I'm like, I need a yellow book. So we are going to be slightly cheating for one of our books, but I feel like it's only fair that we slightly cheat on it, because if you go back to my reading orange books for a week, I kind of cheated in that one too, because there was a book that was a mashup of orange and yellow. This one's a mashup of orange and yellow, so I mean, I think it's only fair, you know, only fair. But anywho, our books, we have 3 here. The first one, which is going to be the first one I read, is Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. Now this is technically the second book in a series, but I feel like I can get away with reading just the second one because I think they're like interconnected standalones and stuff, so I feel like I can very much just get away with reading this one. But I'm going to be listening to the audiobook because I'm going to be walking around to my grandparents later, well, in a little bit once I've done this update. So yeah, I'm going to walk around there, so I'm going to listen to this around there, and then I've also got some organising and stuff that I need to do later, so I'm going to continue to listen to it whilst I do those bits. So this is our first one we're going to be reading, and this says, Rosie and Dominic Vega are the perfect couple. High school sweethearts, best friends, madly in love. Well, they used to be anyway. Now Rosie's lucky to get a caveman grunt from the ex-soldier every time she walks in the door. Dom is faithful and a great provider, but the man she fell in love with 10 years ago is nowhere to be found. When Rosie's girlfriends encourage her to demand more out of life and pursue her dream of opening a restaurant, she decides to demand more out of love too. 3 words. Marriage boot camp. Never in a million years did Rosie believe her stoic, too manly to emote husband would actually engage to agree to a relationship rehab with a weed-smoking hippie. Dom talks about feelings, sitting on pillows, communing with nature, learning love languages, nope. But to Rosie's surprise, he's all in, and it forces her to admit her own role in the cracked foundation. As the 2 complete one ridiculous yet surprisingly helpful assignment after another, their remodeled relationship gets stronger than ever. Except that just as they're getting back on track, Rosie discovers Dom has a secret and it could demolish everything. So this is our first one. It seems really interesting. I'm hopefully gonna love it. I've got a little bit of an up and down relationship with Tessa Bailey, so we'll wait and see. Next up, we have The Match by Sarah Adams. Now, I think I've only read the cheat sheet by Sarah Adams. I don't think I've actually read anything else by her. So this is gonna be interesting. This is one of her newer releases. I think it was released in originally self-published by the author in 2020, but it's been released as a traditionally published book in 2024. There we go. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see how this goes. A revised and expanded edition, so let's see. This one says, sometimes love finds you when you least expect it. Evie Jones has dedicated her life to Southern Service Paws, the company that matched her with the love of her life, Charlie, a service dog trained to assist with her epilepsy. But as the company struggles to make ends meet, it's up to her and her longtime mentor and boss to keep the doors open with the fundraiser of the century. When Evie meets Jacob Borden at a client consultation for his daughter, Sam, there are instant sparks, but not the good kind. Still, it doesn't take long for Jacob to be convinced that a service dog, and possibly Evie, might just be the best thing for his family. As Evie spends more time with Jacob and helps Sam find her perfect match, she starts longing for the loving family she's never had. For Jacob, for falling in love with Evie is the last thing he should be doing, but love has a way of finding those who need it most. If I can speak. Yeah, this seems like it could be interesting. There's disability representation in there too, which is really good. Love it when I see that. I know there is a lot of disability representation in a lot of books, but I seem to struggle to find them. So guys, if you have books with disability representation, please send them to me so I can read them. I absolutely love them, so please send them over. But yeah, this is our second book. Now our last one, which is one I'm kind of cheating with, but like I said, it's only fair considering I cheated in the orange one, and that is A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver. There's yellow in there. There's yellow. a little bit, but it's in there. Now this is the second book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. I've started that, absolutely loved it. We need to continue on now. We need to progress, and yeah, I'm super excited for this one too, because this is Violet's book, and obviously we meet Violet in the Chestnut Spring series because obviously that one follows her brothers. I'm ready. So shall we read what it says? I met Violet Eaton online. What happened between us in our chats was meant to stay anonymous and in the past, until it didn't. It's a small world, but Ruby Creek is even smaller. When I moved to the tiny town, the grumpy facade I've created slips when Violet and I are forced to live under the same roof. Every time my eyes flare with heat, the ice I've encased myself in melts, shows me wanting things I can't want, things I don't deserve. But my invisible wounds have the power to ruin us both. As a former soldier, I should have the discipline to walk away, but the more I open up to Violet, the more I want to keep her. I came back from the war a different man, but my scars are older and deeper than anyone knows, and I plan to keep it that way. I plan to keep my secrets hidden, until her. Now, we see, obviously it doesn't tell you there on the back who it is, but we see it like at the end of the last book. Like, we know who it's gonna be, and I'm so excited for this one. If this is anything like Off to the Races that I absolutely adored and like flew through, we're in for a good time. We're in for a really good, jolly good time. So yeah, these are our 3 books that we're gonna be reading. Like I said, I'm gonna be starting with Love, Heart, or Lose It. I'm gonna listen to the audiobook. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna see you guys when I come back later from my grandparents and give you an update on what I've listened to so far. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna catch you guys in a second. So I have started Love Her or Lose Her. I'm at chapter 7, page 65, so I mean, that's a fair little decent dent. I was actually technically just kind of over the beginning of chapter 7, but I was kind of distracted at the time, so I've gone back to the beginning so I can re-listen to that. But yeah, so far we've kind of just been introduced to our characters. We're kind of understanding a bit of the backstory from Rosie's perspective on their relationship and stuff. And then we've also seen Dominic's side of it, and there is definitely I think there's some miscommunication in there, like without a doubt. If you've read this you may think wrong, but to me, like, it is without a doubt some miscommunication in there. So yeah, and we've just got to the part where he's kind of going to agree, he's agreeing to do things and try things out to save his marriage. And yeah, and you can really tell that, you know, Rosie doesn't want it to be over, but she's really having to put herself first and stuff. So you can really tell how she, like, she's so torn up about their relationship and their marriage, and just, she really wants all the best from it that she can get, but bless her soul, she is definitely conflicted right now. So yeah, not too far into it, not too far at all, just kind of going along with the pace and flow. But yeah, I've just got home. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna edit Friday's video, which is my April TBR. I'm gonna get that edited and get that uploaded for Friday, so it's done, dusted, don't have to think about it. That's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna organise, sort things out, and go back to listening to this one. I think about 2 hours and 48 minutes left with this book, so without a doubt we'll get done today. No questions about it. But yeah, so far interesting. It's interesting. So yeah, I'm listening to this at a 2.5 speed, and that's definitely the perfect speed for this book. But yeah, I'm gonna go do those things, and I'm gonna come back to you guys. So I haven't got it finished. I'm at 55% into Love Her or Lose Her because I got very distracted after getting my video edited and uploaded. So I didn't start doing any bits until late, and then I haven't even really got a lot done anyway. But my focus will be to finish this one tomorrow. That will be a focus. But yeah, 55%. I'm page 184, chapter 15. And I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm actually really enjoying this one. This is obviously going to be one of the good ones of Tessa Bailey's books. In a way, it feels kind of reminiscent of It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker. There's just something about it that's kind of giving me the same kind of like nostalgic kind of feeling, if that makes sense. I'm not loving it as much as them, but I'm definitely really enjoying it. I definitely also think listening to the audiobook has been the best bet for this one, because I feel like with their story, where obviously they already have so much history, like they're already a married couple, they've already built this relationship, so you really need to immerse yourself into this world, because like, and into these characters, because you know, you're not learning them as they build a relationship, you're learning them as they're trying to fix a relationship. So you really need to kind of immerse yourself in kind of straight away to really connect with them. So I definitely think the audiobook's the best bet for that, because I feel like hearing the voices and like being immersed in that way has just made that so much more easier. I think if I tried to read it, because I have done the odd like reading a couple of pages, but then I kind of put it back down again, because I don't think reading it would have given me that same kind of feeling, and like, yeah, I just don't think it would have felt the same if I read it physically to reading it on the audiobook. So I definitely think I've made the right choice by listening to this one on audio. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with that. And like I said, I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying their characters, the developments they're making. Like, they're now in a point where like a lot of realizations are happening, and you know, you're kind of realizing that maybe it's not such a one-sided situation. Like, maybe there was both at play for why things have fallen apart, and we're kind of watching that all kind of like unravel, as well as there still being these conflicted feelings like, you know, we need to fix this, you know, we want our old relationship back, but at the same time we need these breaks, we need these things to happen, because we're just not, yeah, I don't know how to say it, they're just not, when they're trying to be too in the moment of like, oh, I don't know how to describe this with I feel like when they've been very much kind of in the moment of things, it's kind of, they've started to lose kind of focus and stuff. So I think when they really make sure they have that break and really allow themselves to be within the moment of trying to fix things, it makes such a difference. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this one, and I'm trying not to spoil anything with this one, because it's such a developmental and growth book. You know, like I said, these characters already have their relationship, they've already got so much history, so this is very much focused on the growth and development of their relationship and trying to fix it. So there's not a lot I can really truly say without possible spoilers, so I want to be really cautious here, but just know that I am actually really enjoying this one, and I will probably, I mean, there's still another 45% to go, but I will probably pick up the first one. Obviously we've met the characters in here, we know where it ends off, but I'm still intrigued to see really the full in-depth look into their relationship and their story. So, but I do have the audiobook for that one, so again I might do audiobook for that, but that's not the point. That isn't a part of this video, this one is. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, but I'm gonna call it there for a night. It is 25 to 9. I'm going to continue listening to this tomorrow when I do some more bits and pieces and tasks, and should definitely get this finished. I have no idea how long's left, because I actually ended up listening to it on my laptop instead of my phone in the end. An hour and 33 minutes is left. I have an hour and 33, so I will definitely get this finished off in the morning without a doubt. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go chills. I'm probably gonna pick up another book that I'm reading for a video, because I am so behind on reading that one and getting updates on that vlog. Like, I've had this book open reading for 6 days, almost said weeks, and 6 days, and I've not made too much progress in it, but I've just been slacking because I've been reading so many other books and trying to just, I've had a load of arcs and stuff, so yeah, I'm a little behind. So I'm going to be focusing over the next few days, really trying to get a lot of reading done. We've got this. I'm going to go. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So it is 12 and I've finished Lavordu, so I finished it a little while ago. I've been kind of sat doing the review stuff and then I kind of got distracted scrolling through my phone, as you do. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I've given it a 4-star. Yeah, I've given it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the characters. They were so lovable. And watching their growth from the beginning all the way to the end was just, yeah. Their story as a whole is just really wholesome. And the dual POV definitely added another layer to their story, and it supported the characters really, really nicely and made their story that more kind of relatable. And yeah, seeing both perspectives of what was going on in each other's heads was, yeah, definitely worked really well for them. But yeah, I really loved this, and the writing as well was really nice and smooth. I will definitely go back and check out the first one, which is Georgie and Travis's story, because it seems really interesting from the little bits that I've heard in this one. So I'm intrigued by that. But yes, we are book 1 down. Now book 2, I'm going to be picking up The Match by Sarah Adams. I've actually found the audiobook for this one too, so I'm going to start listening to it on audio. It's only 288 pages. It's really short. I didn't realise how short this book was. But yes, I'm going to listen to the audiobook as well for this one and just kind of make decent progress, because there's still the odd little things that I need to do around, I say the house, my room, tidying up, sorting out, you know, as you do. But yeah, we're going to tackle The Match next. Now I do have sprints this afternoon / tonight, depends how you want to look at it, which I'm going to be reading my other book that I was meant to read last night, but I didn't. I just can't seem to settle at night and read at the moment. I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to do it. So I'm going to use sprints to try and get a decent way through that one. But yeah, that's a completely different video. But I'm going to listen to the audiobook on this one. I don't know how long it is. Hang on. It says it's 9 hours and 7 minutes. Alright, I think I could do a 3 speed on this one. I'll keep listening to it obviously as I go and decide, but that means it's 3 hours and 2 minutes, which in theory I should smash out before I start sprints. I normally start somewhere between 3 and 4, so I should in theory be able to get this one done and dusted before sprints. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But first book down, really enjoyed it, 4 stars. And now we're on to the second one. Apologies for the angle, but I tried starting to film the clip up there and the line was just not working. But I have finished The Match by Sarah Adams. I've literally just sat and listened to it whilst doing bits, but my camera's been on charge the entire time, which is why you have no clips. But I'm giving it a 4. I've really enjoyed this one. I did get emotional at points, but this is such a nice and cozy read. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of heavy topics and discussions, like that is a massive part of the book, but it still was nice and cozy. I've absolutely loved our characters, especially little Sam. Loved little Sam, she's a cutie. But yeah, I've really loved and enjoyed this one. Our characters balance and work really well, and the representation of epilepsy throughout was done really beautifully and like really informative. Now, I can't speak on an epilepsy point of view, but I do have NEAD, which is non-epileptic attack disorder, so I do experience seizures but just not epileptic ones. So reading this, like, it really did touch home a little bit, and it was like, yeah, a little bit emotional, but it was really nice and really enjoyable, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Definitely do go and check it out. Now we are 2 books down, with both 4 stars. Now the next book is, oh, I forgot I put the scissors on top then, almost went flying at me. Next book is A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver. Now I'm not going to start this one tonight. I'll probably start it in a couple of days maybe, because I really need to try and get these other books done. I've got 2 books on the go, so I really need to try and focus on them. But I will come back to you guys in a couple of days when I do start A Photo Finish, and we can go from there. But for now, good start with 2 4 stars, and I'll come back to you guys with this one. So we finally picking up the last book for this video. It's been a while. So what was meant to be reading for a week is turned into what feels like forever. But it's okay. It happens, you know. It happens. But I have finally picked up a faux finish versus silver. I'm 38% into it. I started it on sprints today. And I'm really enjoying it so far. Obviously, we're now getting to explore Violet into more depth. Obviously, we meet her... Well, I first met her in the Chestnut Spring series. But obviously, this did come out before that. But that's where I first met her. And obviously, you do see her in Off to the Races as well. So we are now getting to learn... Football's on. Learn more about her and get a more of an in-depth look at her, and you know why she chose to move away from her family, and yeah, and we're obviously getting more in-depth into Cole. I almost wanted to say Cade then. He is not Daddy Cade. Cole, after meeting him in Off to the Races and kind of having a rough idea on his personality and stuff in that one, we're now exploring him in more depth in this one, and the kind of the reasons behind why he has the personality he does and gives off this persona. So yeah, we're exploring more of that. We know the history, the background. We kind of know it and how it kind of like ended, but like we're still kind of going through it with them at the same time. At the beginning of each chapter, we've been experienced flashbacks. So at the let me rewind it. Very beginning, chapter 1 prologue is a year ago, which would be the end of Off to the Races, with Violet winning the derby and stuff. And then it moves into like the present, and then as we're kind of going with it, at the beginning of each chapter we're having like flashbacks into where they first met, and because they met over the internet. So we've gone back to that original interaction between them, and as we're watching them progress in the present in each chapter, the beginning of each chapter we have that flashback. So we're progressing with them in the past and progressing with them in the present, if that makes sense. We're kind of like following two timelines at the same time, but it's done well. It doesn't feel weird, it's done well, obviously. But yeah, like any Elsie Silver book, I am flying for it. Like I said, I'm already 38% into it, and we did 4 sprints. I've been 4 sprints, so we're done about 2 hours, maybe 2.5, I don't know, of sprints. I'm not entirely sure. And I made it to, it's actually page 150 on the Kindle, but page 126 in the book. But yeah, I am really loving it so far. I'm really enjoying it. So we're ending it off on a good note, but it's 10 o'clock. I am going to finish sort myself out for the night, get comfy and get cozy. I need to see if I can find some of my ulcer stuff, because I've got ulcer coming up here on my lip because I bit it the other day. Not on purpose, but I bit it. So I need to see if I can find my ulcer stuff. I'm hoping it's in my little tub up there that's got all my like self-care stuff on it. So yeah, that's the hope, fingers crossed, that is up there, so I can get that sorted out. And then I'm gonna get cozy into bed. I've got Criminal Minds on, so I'm gonna continue watching that as well. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm hoping I might be able to finish this tonight. I'm probably just gonna stay up and read it and hopefully finish it tonight. If not, maybe in the morning. But I do fly through her stuff, like I was saying a minute ago. I fly through her stuff, so normally anything Elsie Silver I can read within a 24-hour time span. So we shall see. I'm gonna get on it, get going. Hey guys, morning. I think we're at a little bit of an angle, but we're kind of gonna go with it. I read some more last night. I didn't get as far as I was hoping to get to last night because I was still in a lot of pain in my shoulder and stuff because my shoulder was playing up last night. So I ended up kind of just like not being able to fully focus. But I read some more this morning. I'm now at chapter 18, page 205 in the book. I don't know what it is on the Kindle, but I'm like some 60-odd% in, and I'm really enjoying this. Things are definitely progressing quite slowly between them. We've kind of just had a moment that's kind of been a big moment, kind of a big turning point in a sense. I feel like I'm kind of still in the middle of it though, so I don't know really the full repercussions of it. Cole has definitely opened up a bit to Violet compared to what he has to other people. He's told her things that nobody knows, but like 2 people, 3 people. But yeah, he's something that his own brother doesn't know. There we go. But yeah, he's like slowly starting to come to some realizations about where he's at in life, and you know, kind of realizing that he doesn't really truly want to be there. He doesn't know why he let himself really truly get there, kind of thing. Like he's very aware of like what's led him there, but he's like kind of like, why did I let this get me here? Like, why did I let that happen, kind of thing. But yeah, and Violet is, bless her soul, Violet is like so kind of fed up with it, but at the same time she knows she's not giving up on him in her own little ways. But yeah, I can't really say too much else without giving anything spoilers. But yeah, that's where we're up to in this one, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I must say I was expecting a little bit more from Violet's story. I mean, I've still got a decent chunk to go, so I may have something that kind of really hits, but I am loving it. But I was just expecting that little bit more from Violet's story, so I don't know. Like I said, I've still got some more to go. We shall wait and see. But it is 10 to 10. I am going to finish up myself out for the morning. I kind of just got myself dressed just to film this clip. So I'm going to finish myself up this morning, and then I'm going to continue reading and see how far I can get before we have to go off to my grandparents. But yeah, I don't imagine I'll finish this before I go. If I do, fucking lucky. But if not, I will see you guys when I come back and when I have officially finished this book. We are going to ignore how I look rounding this video out because I've just got out of the bath. But I did finish a photo finish by Elsie Silver. I gave this a 4.5. Now, I've really loved this book. I've really loved the characters. I loved exploring Violet and Cole in more detail, and their story and their backgrounds. And you know, Cole has so many layers to him, and he has so much growth in this book. Like, where we leave him at the end, he is practically a completely different man from when we first meet him. He is so much more confident, so much more open. I guess you can say he's definitely a lot more positive. That's the word I'm gonna go for. He's a lot more positive. And Violet is such a strong, independent woman. Like, she fights so hard for her independence. The reason it's a 4.5 is because I was expecting some more from Violet's story. I don't know what, but I was just expecting like more. Now, I don't know if that's just because when I first introduced to Violet in the Chestnut Spring series, because I read that before I read this series, so I'd already like met her in that. I'd already met her in that series, so I'd obviously already seen her quite a bit further along from here and that. So I don't know, I think that might have maybe slightly not ruined it for me, because it's not been ruined at all. But I think if I had first met her in Off to the Races and then this one, it probably would have hit a lot better for me. But I think where I read the Chestnut Spring series first, to me it then didn't quite fully hit quite the same. Does that make sense? I feel like that does make sense. But yeah, but I still loved it. I still love Elsie Silver's writing. It's still a fly through. I mean, I started this yesterday. I finished it today. There's just something about Elsie Silver's writing that I can just hit in a 24-hour time frame, you know? Just something about it. But that is finally it for our reading yellow books for a week video. We finally finished it, and it took longer than a week. Look, guys, it's been one of those times, okay, things have not been brilliant, but it's okay. So first we had Love Her or Loser, which I gave a 4-star rating to. I've had to check, it's been a while. The Match by Sarah Adams, which I also gave a 4-star to, and then a photo finish, which I gave a 4.5 to. So a successful reading month without a doubt. But yeah, I have absolutely loved doing this video. I think I mentioned it to you guys at the beginning, I'm kind of running out of colours now. I'm hitting to the point where I'm nearly at like doing part 2s and stuff to colours. So if there's any you can think of that I haven't done, let me know in the comments. Or if there's a colour that I've already done that you are eager to see a part 2 of, let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. So don't forget to keep smiling, be kind, keep reading. Bye guys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good